What's up, I'm Troubleshoot. The brand new Palworld update is out, and with it comes a whole bunch of new things, including crude oil and plasteel, which is used for a lot of weapons and better armor in the late game from level 50 to level 55. The best way to get it, of course, is using crude oil extractors on the new island all the way up here, but you can get it in an even faster way if you head over to the east over here, all the way at the bottom of the map, or middle bottom of the map, and you'll find this oil rig over here. This place is super dangerous and it's level 55, so you'll need to be max level here, coming to it with great armor in order to get a ton of crude oil from it and some other goodies and even higher level pals. Anyways, when you travel to the Marsh Island fast travel point over here, you'll want to head all the way southeast until you reach the oil rig over here. You will see lasers that will shoot at you. The best thing that you can do in order to avoid them is to grab yourself a flying pal with a ton of stamina and either fly really high into the air, or you can travel along the surface of the sea until you hear a laser starting to go off. When you do, all you need to do is change your altitude very quickly, so fly up or down very fast in order to avoid them. You can fly all the way over here, get off, and you're set. You can destroy these lasers if you walk up to them and hold F as such, though it will take quite a while to do, and there are a ton of lasers. Loot and everything on this island respawns within 3 in-game days, so it's not necessarily too important to disable the lasers, but if you're coming across here first and you have friends coming across next, you may want to do this. So where exactly do you find loot, including oil? Well, there's 4 different chest locations on this oil rig over here, and I'll show them to you in just a moment, but for now, dealing with the guards is super simple, and there's a way to cheese it. If you want that, all you need to do is make your way over to these tents on the far northwest side over here, and you'll see that you can climb onto the roof here. As such, when you're up here, you're able to distract the guards, calling them straight to you, as such, which should alert everyone, and assuming we're standing in this corner over here, they should all run over to you and sort of just pile up here, allowing you to get rid of them super quickly. So there you go, they're starting to pile up, and the rest of them should come here as well. Obviously, you can do this legit or not. This is just a little bit easier, especially if you haven't got the best armor in the game just yet. Using a rocket launcher gets rid of them super quickly, so that's what I'll be doing here. Alrighty, here, clearing out the entire area here, we should be able to get to our different loot box spots. The first one is one of these tents right here. This right tent you can enter just by walking in the front, and this left tent over here at the back usually has a chest inside of it. You can peek through the walls to get a bit of a preview, or of course just run around the front and get into it. Unfortunately, there isn't a chest here for now, but it may spawn within the next 3 Palworld days. While you're here, it's worthwhile checking the other tent as well, as inside of it you'll find this over here. Usually there's a chest that spawns in here with some pretty okay loot. Not too bad. Next up, we're going to head across here towards this crate over here. I would definitely recommend disabling these turrets. If you get close enough to them, they miss every shot anyways, and we should be able to make our way down here. So, this guard over here will always spawn a Tombat when they are attacked, so be prepared, or just get rid of them as quick as possible. Inside of this red crate right over here, which is straight here, you'll find usually inside of it a chest that spawns here. And there we go, we got some pretty good items out of it, and a training manual. Then, heading past this red container towards this spot with 4 turrets, you can choose to disable them all, or just glide past it if you can travel quickly enough. Over here near this main part of the oil rig over here, just underneath, you'll find some blue containers and yet another chest. So if we head across here, just under this turret over here, you'll find another chest which we can loot, and inside of it we found some okay stuff and a plasteel armor schematic. That's great as it's a brand new item. Then directly opposite us here, you'll see that we have this turret above us. Over here is another building, and just on top of it is another spot that you can find chests. A great way to get up here is a flying mount or one that can double jump. Up here, you'll also usually find a chest that spawns somewhere here. You don't even need to come up here to find out if it's spawned or not. Just jumping from this bottom piece over here should let you see if it's here or not. Now, from this location, if we look over towards the east, you'll see this section over here. Just underneath, there are 2 locations for chests that are definitely worthwhile checking, and just further on in that direction are the last chests that we can loot on the oil rig. So, we can either use a glider or a flying mount or something like that to navigate across him. I'd recommend heading down so you can avoid most of the guards that are in the area. Then across to this section over here, which is the far side here. If we were to head up here and in, we can navigate onto these containers over here, and when you're standing roughly on this container, these guards will either head over here and get lost, or they'll head over into here and get lost as well. This place is super dangerous, but hanging around in this spot does allow them to get to places that you can just cheese them super easily. So the next chest is right down here. Usually it'll spawn in this location here. We'll use it, and we got a large power soul. Not too bad. Then either head around this way for a safer journey, or if you've already cleared out the area, head this way, where you'll see just around the corner there should be some more guards, and an entrance right over here. So heading into this location over here, you should find just inside that we have yet another turret, and on the far side over there, usually behind a cleaner, we should have another chest. If you head in here quick enough, you can get to this turret and disarm it, and now you'll find the chest here. If we hold to get this, it'll take quite a while, so do make sure that the area is clear first, or that someone is covering you, and inside of it we'll usually find some great items. We picked up 120 crude oil from this, which is massive. We picked up an ancient civilization core ×2, grenade ammo, and a Gatling gun schematic. Huge. The biggest part about this is the oil. It'll usually take quite a while to collect. Now what we'll do is head across to this building on the southeast corner. So we'll head out of here. Usually down is a lot safer. Then we'll head back up, and you'll find this section over here. We should be able to grappling hook up to here from the railing, which takes us up to the second floor. So here we go. Over here you'll find your next chest. So I'm in this exact spot where we can loot it, and we got some okay stuff out of it, as well as some more crude oil. Now the final location for another great chest is just underneath us, so we can head back over this railing, and down here you'll find these containers around the backside. If we head across here, and just between these containers, you'll find usually a big guard, but just to your left, usually the last chest spawning area. So this island has a bunch of smaller chests with some relatively good loot in them, and one massive chest, maybe more, that has a huge amount of loot in it, including usually 150 crude oil. Now usually across the rest of this oil rig, you'll find in a few different locations a couple of chests that spawn seemingly at random. For example, we're above the last major chest spawn location, and if we head to the roof around the back, you'll find a chest here on the extreme southeast side of the oil rig over here. If you're tanky enough, you can do the entire oil rig instead of just running to the major locations, which you can usually peek either by jumping or grappling hook around, usually from the underside, to get around in a safe manner. But anyways, this place usually has huge loot, as you've seen, and while it is difficult, it's not completely impossible. There are a couple of ways to cheese guards and turrets especially, so just make sure you try and travel around here as safely as possible. But anyways, that's it for this quick video. Hopefully you found it useful. Thank you all for watching. My name's been Troubleshoot, and I'll see you all next time. Ciao.